this isn't fair. They win and I lose. Were you in a toxic relationship and then the person went to the next person and it looks like they found their perfect match, the perfect partner? A lot of times when you see and when you've been with narcissists, they'll go to the next person and then it looks like they have it so much better. They found the right person. It makes you doubt in your mind, like, wait a second, like, am I the narcissist? Am I the toxic one? Like, why is their life better now? Why are they giving the next person everything that I wanted? Why are they being the man or the woman that I wanted them to be to me? And they're giving that to someone else. I don't understand. A lot of times people have that question and they wonder what is actually going on. And I want to help you today with some of the thought process and the logic behind it that's actually going on behind the surface from the narcissist. So today I'm going to give you 4 reasons why the new supply looks better and why that's actually happening, what's actually going on. If you guys are new here, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a self-aware narcissist. On this channel, provide awareness, growth, healing, and change. We do that in a lot of different ways. So if you haven't had a chance to be able to follow, look up TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and follow us under Raw Motivations. Go to the podcast. Same, Raw Motivations, Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Love to be able to have you follow there. If you want to hear the wife's perspective, new podcast coming out each week, each Monday, getting released. Keep an eye on the social media. We're dropping it every single Monday for you to be able to hear the wife's perspective. Okay, being able to have a sit down, in-person conversation on the podcast between myself and her, explaining some of the past, some of what life has done to us, some of what has transpired in our relationship and where we are now. So check that out. New episodes dropping weekly. If you haven't had a chance, download the Narc app and take a look at narcapp.com, NARCAPP, narcapp.com. Stands for Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Community. Go to the website. It'll give you all the information you need to be able to understand how you can start your healing today to heal, grow, and change. If you want to talk to me, go to rawmotivations.com. Thanks so much. Let's dive right in, okay? Because a lot of times people are thinking the narcissist, new supply, has it so much better. In reality, a lot of times they do have it better. They have a better manipulator. They have a better liar. They have a person who's much more adept at gaslighting and twisting their reality to believe something that is not true. Oftentimes they have a better cheater that has learned from previous and past relationships how to manipulate and move and gaslight and switch around the situation so that they look like the good person. The aspect of a narcissist treating the next supply better is typically thrown out all over social media. It's typically put out there to make you think that they have the best relationship ever. You'll find that they're putting out that they have their soulmate. They have the perfect person. They're so much in love. They've never been this connected with that person before. And the thing that confuses you is like, wait a second, like that's how what we used to have. Like what actually happened? Like that's how I thought it was. I thought it was going to be amazing. And oftentimes what you're experiencing, what you're seeing from the outside is the love bombing. But you're just seeing it from the outside instead of inside the relationship, how you had it at the very beginning of yours. The love bombing where they're putting so much out there and treating you and putting you up on a pedestal, making you feel like the best person ever, and not realizing that a lot of it is manipulative. The thing is, a narcissist is putting on a production. And sign up to watch the production, because what they'll put on social media to friends and family, to everybody out there, is a giant display of the perfect partner, of the perfect relationship, of how they found true love. And all that's doing is to try to convince other people of what's actually happening. The problem here when it's on social media is that you're watching. The reality is you're watching, which means you're not healed and you're not healing. But you're letting a narcissist, you're letting the new supply, you're letting that relationship actually take up real estate in your life. And as a result, you're losing some of your capacity to engage in a higher level of healing. And you're not healed because it's also messing with your head on a day-to-day basis of, wait a second, was that me? Oftentimes people look at that relationship, they look at the next person, they look at the relationship that's going on, and they're like, wait a second, like, how come this isn't fair? Like, they win and I lose. Like, I can't believe I'm here crying, I'm here frustrated, I'm here upset, and they're winning. because they get this happiness, they get this great stuff, and I'm the one that's still here broken. I think one of the things you have to define first is you have to define winning. What does winning actually look like for you? Because a lot of people will look at the narcissist, they'll be like, wow, like they have all the happiness. Do they? Because the narcissist isn't going to be able to tap into gratitude. And as a result, they're never going to experience joy, true joy. They're always going to be running from it. They're always going to be trying to fill a hole and a gap because they're unwilling to acknowledge. You can actually engage and experience happiness because you can actually be grateful for what you have gone through and then who you're becoming today. But that's a choice. They're not going to experience commitment because they cycle through people. And they cycle through relationships. They cycle through jobs. They cycle through, all different types of things that will put that person in the same abusive cycle. You don't have to be locked into that cycle anymore. You're free of that cycle. Now you have a choice of how you're going to live intentionally each day and not develop your own cycle. A lot of times you look at it and be like, but they don't have this pain. And they're not going to experience that pain. And as a result, you're going to be frustrated and mad that like, why can't they experience this pain? They don't. But on the flip side, they're also not going to experience joy because they're not going to know the difference. The pain that they have isn't this emotional pain. It's this gap. It's this void that they're not sure how to fill. And they're going to keep trying to fill it with anything. Sometimes you'll look at it and you'll be like, wow, like I just feel like addicted to them. And the thing is, the narcissist isn't going to win because they're just free. Narcissists still lose because they're a slave. Because they're an addict to their own impulses and compulsions. You, on the other hand, you have a choice. You have a choice each and every day of how you're going to live your life and how you're going to acknowledge the self-awareness of where you are and where you want to go. And to be able to build a plan to be able to get happy, healthy, and whole. That's why we work with people every single day, and we see that success when that intentionality comes out. A lot of times people think like I lost because I lost them. The difference is you might have lost the narcissist, but you win because you can start to find yourself. Sometimes people think like, I can't believe like I lost the love of my life. You didn't. The love of your life would have stayed. And you need to understand that. So there's 4 reasons why the new supply looks better. First off, on social media, it's a lie to deceive you and to make you the blame. They'll put up stuff on social media as a lie, as a front, and as a facade to put out to everybody else that they have the perfect partner. And part of that is to make you question your reality. It is a post-gaslighting effect that happens on you and makes you think, they're happy with that person, so it must have been me. It must have been me that caused him to cheat. It must have been me that caused her to devalue me. It must have been me, and the list goes on, and it's meant as a way to be able to make you feel like it's still your fault. Number 1 reason, social media is a lie to deceive you and make you out to be the person to blame. Number 2, narcissists, they're using social media and your stalking to lock in a new victim so that they can end up controlling them. Okay? A narcissist is using social media, what they're putting out there, and they're using you reaching out, you interacting, you yelling at them, you getting upset at them, you being like, I see you with the new supply, like, you can't believe this, all that kind of stuff. They're using social media image and they're using any communication from you to lock in a new victim. And they do that by the victim, like all of a sudden realizing, wait a second, this relationship actually isn't good, but I feel bad to actually say anything because everything we put out there, everything I've told my friends, my family, everybody out there about this person that they're so amazing, like it can't be that. And a lot of times there's a shame aspect there that the person, the victim that's actually going through this is unwilling to actually like say stuff to people because they've been isolated, they've been shamed, and everything out on social media shows the exact opposite. So like nobody's going to believe me. Number 3, narcissist isn't that creative. So oftentimes they'll do the same thing over and over with the next person. So you're like, this is something that we used to do. This is something, the place that we used to go. Like, I can't believe he's doing that with her. I can't believe she's going there with him. Like, I don't understand. Narcissist a lot of times isn't that creative. So a lot of times they'll just use the same thing. Or maybe the same thing that they use to be able to get you They'll just keep using again with the next person because it still works. So why change it up? A lot of times they'll still leverage that because it still works. Number 4, narcissist leverages what you want to be able to abuse the next person. A lot of people don't realize this and don't understand how malicious it is, but also how intentional it is a lot of times. Let's say you wanted to go on a vacation to Hawaii, and the narcissist always promised, like, hey, we're going to go, we're going to go, we're going to go. And then this person that they're with now hates the beach, hates islands, is scared of flying, whatever it might be. And they're like, hey, we're going to Hawaii. It does 2 things. It messes again with your head of like, wow, he's given that person what I wanted. You know, they're going on the trip that I always wanted. But then the other thing is it also abuses the other person. You never know what they're doing, what they're putting on social media might just be a lie to be able to mess with you that the other person actually doesn't want to do. We see that happen time and time again. The last thing I want to leave you with, there's the 4 things, leave you a little bonus here. Okay, what I want you to understand and what I want you just to think on and like ponder this thought, how you feel right now looking at the next supply, like them being with the next supply, how you feel right now looking at them is often how someone else was feeling at the beginning of your relationship with a narcissist.